Okay, Perek Tes. Getting closer and closer, Rabbi Say. Zog the Heilige Tanya. Aber legabe HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now, of course, this is... No, I'm sorry, I'm in Shayach Demuna. Let's skip over to Perek Tes in the Igeres HaTeshuva. Okay, let's do like this. So we spoke about the two types of tshuva. There's tshuva tatar, which is a low madrega, and the tshuva elo, which is a higher madrega. We also quoted at the end of Perek Ches how the way that the Zohar Kodesh says that a person can accomplish a tshuva elo, the higher madrega of tshuva, is through limud Torah with ava and yira. And the question about Tanya now wants to address is, what do you need ava and yira? Why can't I just learn Torah? What's the ava and the yira coming into it? That's the kasha. Okay. Let's explain it. The bina i tshuva ilo, right? Bina is a much more deep understanding than chokhmah. There's chokhmah, bina, das. So after the chokhmah, which is the initial inspiration, the spark, you got the bina, which takes it and understands it. So Zugdal Baratanya, bina is the tshuva ilo. That means Bina is basically like the mother to the chicks because she gives birth to the emotions. That means when you have an emotion in you that you like something or you don't like something, it's because you understand it. If you don't understand something, you can't have an emotion, do I like it or do I not like it? Mimela, that's the reason in a nutshell why we need the limud Torah that the Zohar Kodesh tells us with love and with awe, because you need emotions, because then you can really understand it. It shows us, it's the litmus test that shows you really understand something, okay? Dahainu, she'alidei shemisboinen begedulas Hashem, ba'amoka sadas, when a person, and we've spoken about this numerous times, when a person contemplates and really goes into the depths of the godless of the Rabbeinu Shalom, in the depths of his das, which means it, so to speak, gives birth to real bina, real understanding, which now causes real emotions of awe and love to come out, which is why the Zohar Kodesh wants you to learn Torah with awe and love. It's not enough to have, as we've always said, dormant love that's just sort of sitting there waiting to come out. We have to realize that every single person has an intrinsic love for the Rabbeinu Shalom. You don't have to let it be born within you, you just have to awaken it because it's already there. So too, just like by love, so too by yira, or pachad, or ibusha, all of the emotions that we have are all within us. Kenoida, and like people that know. That's why we're saying that it's called ha'em revetzes al efrechim. It's there already, right? In other words, when you produce this emotion from bina, that's what it's called. It's called ha'em revetzes al efrechim. V'hinei, ika ha'ava. If you want to achieve the highest madrega of tshuva, which is a tshuva ilah, ika ha'ava is dapkus rucha berucha. You are connecting, you're being medabik, rucha berucha, spirit to spirit, so to speak. Kabbalah Shekosov, yishakeni menishikas piyu, kenoida. Ve'al zenema, what we say in Krishma, or b'chol nafshecha, with all of your nefesh. Shehem heim kol chelkei nefesh. Seichel umidos. You've accomplished the seichel, that's the intellect, understanding it, and also the midas as well, the emotions. And they are coated, right? They're clothed with the three coats of emotion. We've spoken about that. Machshava, dibu, umaisa, three clothings of the soul. Ledavka kulam boy yisbarach. So over here, love doesn't mean that you're driven to Hashem, but it means you're attaching yourself to Hashem. Just like HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Rachmanos, you also have to be a Racham, so to speak, emulate the Rabbeinu Shalom. And the Seichel, the comprehension, the understanding, and the Chachma of Hashem is to Ian, learning Torah in depths, Da'iraisa mechachma nafka. That's where it comes from. It comes from Hashem's Chachma. That's where the Torah comes from, as Kodesh says. Okay? Now he's going to go to the three garments of the soul, Machshava, Dibur, Maisa, V'chena Machshava. But Machshavta Yisbach, again, he's trying to say, how do we medabik ourselves to the Rabbeinu Shalom? So the main way is sitting and learning Torah. That's what you're doing. That's how you medabik to the Chachma of Hashem. But you can also do it with the clothing of your soul. Machshava Dibur Maisa. Number one, V'chein Machshava, start with that one. Machshavta Yisbach. Think about the Rebbeinu Shalom V'adibur, but Dvar Hashem Zu Alocha as well. Ukemoshe Kosuv, V'isim Dvar Beficha, or Dvar Shesamdu Beficha, V'choli, V'hamaisa, and the doing who Maisa Tzedakah. Amazing. But Tanya always coming up with the mitzvah of giving tzedakah. L'hachiyos ruach shefalim, Kemoshe Kosuv, Ki Sheish Hashem Osa Hashem V'choli, Kenoide we said in another place, meaning if you want to connect to the Rabbeinu Shalom, you need to do it in your head, in the machshava, in thought. You have to do it in dibur, in speech. You have to do it in ma'aser as well. And since if a person caused the pigam in his bris by Hatzor Levatala, Vein Sorkloima Ba'arayas. You don't have to tell me actual acts of Arayas. Oishav Isuri Bia Doraisa Durabonon. Ki Chamurim Divei Sofim, meaning a Durabonon actually more Chomer than a Doraisa, right? It brings a medrash for that. Poigem B'moyach. When you do that, it causes a spiritual damage. The Beishas Chochma talks about this Ba'arichas over there in Shah Kedusha as well, Perik Yitzayin, that talks all about this Inyan. So it's Poigem B'moyach. L'chein. In fact, by the way, somebody told me, I think this morning, I can't remember who it was. Someone told me that there are studies that are done. If you look at the brain, there are brain scans of people that watch pornography and people that didn't watch pornography. The brain scans are different. The brain, it actually affects certain cells in the brain that we spoke about this morning, right? It's actually on a physical level does that. Here, of course, we're talking about a spiritual level. So, what's the tikkun? What are you meant to do? To be oisik in Torah. That's why tshuva ilo, the highest madrega, is to learn limud Torah, because that's all chachmas Hashem. By the way, this is just, or agav, just to mention, people say, why am I learning this? It's not negei lemaisa. It's not practical for my life. There are many answers to that kasha. One of them is this. You're learning the Chachma of Hashem. It's the greatest tikkun for your guf. It's the greatest tikkun for your neshama. Greatest thing in the world. Maisa, not a Maisa Avad. You have to learn a Maisa Talmud, maybe a day Maisa, the Gemara says a Kedushin, but still, you have to ultimately realize that you learn Turkish, the Chachma of Hashem. Adam over Avev and his Chayav Misa Lamokam Yasib Yeche. What is he meant to do if he wants to live? If he normally learns one daf, Yikra base dafim, double it, learn two. Lishna's Parakov, one Parakov Mishnayis, Yishna base Prakim, learn two. So you see clearly, brings from Tanya very low, that the way to massacre yourself on a spiritual level is to learn more Torah. It's like a rope. We keep on going back to that motion of the rope that it's snapped, and you go and tie it together. The place that you're tying it, you want to tie it again and again. You want to get like a double and triple knot because you want to make sure the place that it cut gets, it's much easier to snap again. So you make sure that you double and triple the knot over there. So too as well, the Aveirus of Arayas require two knots, a double knot, tshuva tatar and tshuva ilah. That's why he's giving the mashal of the double knot. Right? Or Chama Kodesh tells the Parsha Kisove. Va'avam beis Eli was ever chaminchu de'in mischapa avam mischapa b'Torah minas chasodik this b'soy perikama to Rosh Hashanah. The Tanya ends with the final raya that limud Torah is required for tshuva ilah. It's a very, very important chelik be'ezah Hashem tomorrow, not tomorrow actually, next week, the Siyata Deshmaya, Perek Yod.